I got punched in the face once. I was.
Jeez, who would punch you?
I know, a robber.
Okay.
I was walking.
Please tell me he was in like the stripes and he's carrying a money sack.
Yeah, he was French. I went to the wrong bank at the wrong time.
You got bashed by a mime?
Yeah. But I made a noise, and then he got more upset and started fucking kicking me.
Jesus.
No, I'm joking.
Okay,
I was coming home from a night out in Auckland City on walking up Queen Street and wanted to get some weed, and
Nice.
was asking, like sort of only appropriate candidates who I thought maybe this person will know, or they may have some weed.
Do a quick
It's
vetting.
always suboptimal to be trying to score weed on the way home.
Yeah.
You're losing. And
You're doing the
it's-
Terminator.
If you smoke enough weed, you can kind of spot that
Yeah,
guy's
but
probably...
it very rarely pays off, and it's not like you're just better to go to bed. If you're in a situation where anyway, walking up the street, and then I asked a guy on the street corner, he's like, yeah, man, I've got in New Zealand they call it a tinny, which is like a...
Yeah,
it's
that's the same here.
wrapped in tinfoil, $20. There's no like rhyme or reason to the weight or the value. It's just like, this costs $20. And so I give him $20 and he gives me like the smallest piece of tinfoil I've ever seen. And inside of it, there's like, there's like the one piece of weed that might fall out of a joint you're rolling on the
You got
table.
ripped off.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man,
Come on.
I think this is a bad deal. I think I'd like this. I'd like to swap. I'd like to I give you this foil back and you give me the money back. And he was like, oh no, I sold you the weed. That's your weed. And I was like,
There's no ombudsman for weed.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, which is ironic because it's a perfect title for some like
Budsman.
Budman, I have a problem.
Yeah, this guy, does this look like a titty to you?
Weigh that.
super stone guy in a top hat and tails.
Weigh that in the foil and tell me if it's on weight.
Yeah. But so I was like, anyway, I tried twice and then he said no. And so I was like, that's, fair enough. You saw me coming. I'm some fucking idiot. And I was like, okay with it. But my friend who I was with, she was like, hey, nah, man, that's not cool. You ripped him off. You should trade it back.
No.
And I was like, yeah, we can leave it. It's okay. And then they were like, no. And sort of like went to walk, we're on a main drag and then they walk around onto a side street on off of Queen Street around this corner. And there's like there's construction. There's like that metal railing that they have around construction sites where they'll put their banner inside of it to be like, this is built by Form Construction or whatever.
Scaffolding and stuff.
Yeah, that's next to a building, and they sort of walk like towards that, and she follows them, like off of the main street. And I'm like, this isn't good. I've obviously got to follow this.
This is not ideal.
This is my beautiful, wonderful, insane friend, and so I follow her, and then all of a sudden, I don't really remember the particulars of this, but I'm inside of like the little, the gap between the construction fence and the building, and my friend's not there, and there's just these three guys who I've just bought weed from, technically, and then they say, give us your phone and your wallet.
Oh, you're getting robbed as well.
And I was like, I said, and to my credit, I think this is a pretty cool thing. I was asking for trouble, but I said, oh, no, come on, man. That's my phone and my wallet. And and then the guy punched me in the fucking face. And then I gave him the phone. I gave him my wallet. And then I was like, can I please keep my phone? And he was like, he picked up a cinder block and like threw it into the wall against me. And
you had the phone.
I gave him the phone, and then I got punched again, and then they ran away. And then
Man, that's so funny to think that no one in New Zealand has guns, so they're just throwing concrete around.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent. That's the New Zealand equivalent of shooting at your feet in the old Wild West.
Yeah. It worked. It was scary. I gave the guy I couldn't get the phone out of my pocket fast enough.
Yeah, get my attention.
And then, but even this story. So then we went to the police. What the fuck were we doing? We were so pissed. And then they were like, you shouldn't try to buy weed.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
This is the Mugg off, baby.